Hello. Oh my goodness. It has been about like 2 months? It's been like 2 months.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a
It's been a
while.
while.
It's been a long time. And I am very happy to be coming back after 2 months break. I got to get back into it. So I might be all over the place, to start. But I'm here. And of course, I could not relaunch the show, The Big Return, without my homie Lou, who is like the inaugural and unofficial, but official Top Row Squishy member.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, Lou. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad to see that smiling face. I'm glad you are back in the podcasting space because we need these positive voices out here. So it's good to have you here. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad that you're on. We got a lot to cover, but of course, before we get into it, as I always do, make sure you check out the description. The links to follow my homie here are in the description. So, and if you'll see in the beginning, I've added something new, which is a hotline for email or calling if you're dealing with mental health issues.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and I say this because right now I am in a good mental space, but we all go through times where we're low, we're going through, and we think nobody understands or would understand what we're going through. But there's always help out there. So, before you do something drastic or something insane, or you think that you're all alone, reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. Reach out to Lou. We're open.
Right.
But if you don't want to talk to just anybody, you need some professional help, the number and the email is in the description. It's the first thing you'll see when you click into the description. So with that.
Excellent. Yes, reach out to Lou if you're not blocked.
Lou blocks people.
All right. So let's just get this out of the way real quick. Let's just get this out of the way real quick. So I want you guys to understand. I'm trying to get into the chat so I can see who's in the chat. I'm all rusty and shit. I just want you guys to understand something. I'm very
Anika. Hey y'all.
Man, all you guys, I miss you guys so much. Listen, when it comes to me on Twitter, it's nothing personal, okay? I'm an Aries and I am very moody. I'm very particular in like what I like to see and what I like to ingest. So pause. So when I'm on Twitter and I'm seeing, for the most part, all the dirt sheets and all that, they're blocked. Sean Rossap, Observer, Brian Alvarez, all those people are all blocked because I find out my own news from where I want to find it out. So those people are automatically blocked. If you're fighting with people all day, every day on Twitter, I'm muting you or blocking you. Okay. It's nothing personal. Sometimes I don't even look at names. I'm just going down a list and I'm seeing things I don't like and I'm trying to clean up my timeline. So please, if one of you find yourselves blocked one day,
it's not personal.
Sorry. It's nothing personal, okay? It's really not.
I get it. Nobody wants to come on social media and repeatedly hear negativity. We deal with so much negativity in our everyday lives, and I like to come on Twitter to be entertained, not depressed. So,
absolutely.
That's why you get blocked in that aspect.
It's more about cleaning up the timeline because it's not about, I don't like you. It's not about that. I'm trying to, the less you interact with certain things, the less you see it. So that's just me trying to clean up my timeline.
I block people who, when I post a comment, come at me with name calling. I am not a child. I'm not going to entertain you if you call me a dumbass or a shit brain or anything along those lines. I'm just going to block you. You're an idiot. Courtney says
that's just the way it is.
Yeah. I'm not about the drama. I'm sorry. I'm grown. We're grown folk here, and you can find that drama if you want it, but you ain't gonna find it.
Go look for it. You ain't gonna get it from me. So one thing before we started this show, I know I've talked about this before.
Go for it.
And I know you've discussed wanting to do this. So I went and I did the thing. So I'm just gonna unveil this now on your show because I went to last night. We'll get into this later, but I went to Dynamite last night. I was not alone. I had someone with me. And what I had with me was the Everything Podcast World Heavyweight Championship that I've
Yes.
had made. I had this made. It's so shiny that you can't even really see it. That's how shiny it is.
Look how beautiful it is.
So this is my podcast. It says World Heavyweight Podcast Champion. That's my logo in the middle. On the side here is my little business Everything Club side plate.
God,
And then I got the Wrestling is Trash logo over here. It's beautiful. I love it. It's heavy. It's about 7 pounds.
That is beautiful.
And it got a lot of attention yesterday at the show.
Yes.
So this is what you trying to take from me as the squishy heavyweight champion. You gonna take this from me?
I'm gonna take that belt
from me.
I gotta get one. I gotta get one from my show.
So
now you made
this is not an ad, but I got that from Trophy Smack. It's
I gotta write that down.
Not as expensive as I thought it was gonna be. I can send you the details later.
Yes,
and I got it in like maybe 9 days. They made it, sent it to me from California, and I'm so happy with it.
We gotta make one.
It's just delicious.
We gotta make one. I love that. Delicious. Tone is in the chat. So Tone, my graphic artist, my husband, my the man with the vision, you're gonna have to design me a belt. So, and I like shiny things. I like shiny things. I want some sparkles. So,
and they have different colors and stuff. You don't have to get. I wanted to get silver because it's kind of like an ROH thing. I got ROH playing in the background.
Yeah, I see it. Good for you.
It's kind of like an homage to the ROH belts, so you can get silver, gold. It's up to you. But I'll send you the site later so you can check it out for yourself.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. But you were at Dynamite yesterday, you lucky bastard.
I was.
How was it in person?
So it was awesome. So when a lot of people probably don't know this, I mean, you probably do, but some people don't. If you buy something on ProWrestlingTees.com or AEW, like if you buy a shirt or something and you sign up, they'll send you a what do they call that shit? A pre-access code. So like when Dynamite comes to your town, and you know how when you go to Ticketmaster to buy tickets, it says pre-sale right now and you can't get in because you don't have a code. Well, they send you codes because you signed up or whatever. So you'll be able to get that early 3 day before general public sale shit. So I was able to get one of those, and literally the second the tickets went on sale, it was like 10:59, and I was like with my phone like this, waiting to press the button. So I was in section 1, row D, seat 10. So I was like,
you were right there.
The ring was right. I was 3 rows back from the guardrail. The only thing I didn't like though was that where I was sitting, I literally was like looking at the ring post because I was like in a corner.
Oh, okay.
So like the ring post was in my way a lot, and the ref was kind of like always in my way, but it's still, I'm not gonna complain about it too much. But aside from that, it was really cool. Another thing that kind of bothered me was there was no meet and greet for my city. Usually there's a meet and greet.
There's always a meet and greet.
Usually if you go to AEW live events on Twitter, they'll have the times and they'll tell you who's going to be there or whatever. And I was looking and they were showing like, oh yeah, in St. Louis, we're going to have, this person and that person. And then over here, we're going to have this. And I'm like, every day, I was even asking them like, yo, what's up with the meet and greet? Like, who's going to be there? And nothing. They didn't have one. So I did meet one person though. But it was funny how it happened. So when I walked in, obviously I was in section 1, so I was on the first floor because this thing has like this FLA Live is huge. And I'm walking in and I'm kind of like trying to figure out where to go. And I go make a left turn and I bump into this old guy, blonde hair. It's fucking Dan Lambert.
Shut the fuck up.
And he's on his phone. Swear to God. So I'm walking with my belt and I'm kind of like trying to figure out where I'm going. And then I turn around and like, I didn't bump into him, but like literally we're like face to face. And I couldn't remember his name. So I was like, oh shit, dude, what's up?
Dude.
Yeah, and he had his phone in his hand and he was like looking at his phone and he was like, he had that face, just the mean face. And he like looked up his phone. He looked at me. He just went, Mark, and he walked away. I was like, oh, that was awesome. That was the greatest experience. That was so cool. Like, I wasn't even mad. I was like, oh, that was hilarious. That's the perfect. He was just in character, I guess. Or maybe
That's
he's just
him.
like that. I don't know. But he just called
That's
me a
him.
Mark and he walked away.
That's him, though. Dan Lambert is a
That's
heel.
him.
So that is him. So from a 1 to 10, what would you rate it? What would
The
you rate
show
that?
itself or the whole experience?
The whole experience, because it's different when you're there.
Yeah. I had a good time. The thing is with me though is that I go alone. So it's like it's a little different. Like if you go with somebody, I was seeing a lot of people with their couples and their significant others and their kids. And I was like, Mr. Lonely up in the me and my belt and my beer and shit, sitting by myself. So I think it would have been a little different if I had, because the thing is like I've met so many cool people in this space where we just like enjoy this thing all together. But like my actual friends, no one watches wrestling. Like no one, they think it's like, it's like, oh, there's guys in underwear and they think it's stupid. You know what I mean?
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Except
So
for
I
my
don't have
sister,
like,
but I brought
I
her in.
can't like hit up my people and be like, yo, let's go to Dynamite. Like the closest thing I have is like Delvin Cox, who Delvin Cox Experience. You should check his podcast out. He lives in Miami, which is like 40 minutes from here. So I'll let him know. And then we'll meet up. Like we met up at the Impact show. But he wasn't able to go to this one. But this is like the only person that I can actually go with. So with that being said, I still had a blast. I enjoyed just watching the little things like production and where the camera was and how things move around and how quickly they change the ring.
Yeah.
So I had a blast. I'd give it a 10 because
Sweet.
it was
Did Lou freeze?
and then a Ring of Honor recording. So yeah, I think it was a perfect amount of time.
So so they did a Ring of Honor recording. I believe the Dark Elevation show has come to an end. I don't think that Dark Elevation is going to be a show anymore. I believe it's over. Lou, you keep freezing. There's a new show that's in the talks called AEW Collision. Lou froze in such a funny way. Is he frozen for you guys? Because I can't hear him. I can't see him. He might jump out and come back in. It wouldn't be a live show if there wasn't some technical difficulties. But yeah, if you haven't heard, AEW seems to be working on creating a show called AEW Collision that is supposed to, he dropped out, that was supposed to start sometime in June on Saturday. Okay. Hey, how are you? Yeah, Lou froze. He's gonna be right back. And this show, from what I've heard, and of course I want to get Lou's opinion when he comes back in, but from what I've heard, this show is supposed to be, and this is what they're calling it, the CM Punk show. So essentially, AW is planning, from what I've been hearing, a roster split. I don't know how I feel about that. I like the fact that if you're on Dynamite, you could also be on Rampage, and it just, blends together. Not sure how they're going to make that work or who they're possibly going to stick in Collision. And then if the people that go into Collision, would they be able to wrestle on Dynamite? Will they be able to be on Rampage, or are they just stuck on the Collision show? So let me bring him back in. Were you listening about the Collision? I was saying it seems like they're calling it the CM Punk show. It's like supposed to be kind of like a roster split, which I'm not too happy about. I actually like
Not a big fan.
Right. And will the people that are on Collision, will they be able to be on Dynamite? I've heard that, they're going to throw Thunder Rosa into Collision because Britt Baker absolutely hates Thunder Rosa and whatnot, which will bring us into All Access next. We're definitely going to talk about that.
Right. This is stupid. It's fucking
think?
Stupid. It really is. Like me and Nick talked about this on the show. Shout out to Nick. Anicelli. He's off on assignment. I don't like this because the reason I don't like this is because so if you guys have kept up with like all the news or whatever, it seems that someone from AEW, I'm assuming it's Tony Khan, told Warner Brothers Punk's coming back. He told them that. He let them know that he's coming back. So they're all excited because they like CM Punk. They like, the fact that he's coming. He's a big name or whatever. And now you're making this new show, and now there's rumors that you're going to have like a soft roster split where you're going to have CM Punk people on one show and you're going to have the other people on the other show. And my thing is like, bro, you're going to have, you're telling these like not owners, but like you're telling these executives he's coming back and you're planning to do this show, whether it's true or not, the rumors out there, but you haven't sat your people down and had them all talk this shit out already. Like, shouldn't that have been the first thing you did? Like,
right.
That would be the first thing to do. Bring Punk in. If this is what you want to do, because I know there's a lot of people who don't want Punk, they, whatever. And that's fine. That's your opinion. Right. But if he wants to bring him back, and you got half the locker room who does and the other half who doesn't, or whoever, why wouldn't you get all those main people in a fucking room? Kenny, the Young Bucks, Jericho, Punk, and get them in a room and sit down and be like, okay, guys, let's figure this out. What's happening? Air your grievances. Let's get the Silver Festivus poll. Everybody fight or do whatever it is you got to do to figure this shit out.
Get it out
and then go from there.
Yeah, get it out of your system.
Because now you're going to cause this issue where these executives are like all happy. And now what, you're going to have half your people here, half your people there. That shit's going to end badly.
Okay, so on Ontario saying they have sat down and had 2 discussions now. I guess they didn't go well. If they're still talking roster split, I just want to know how this is going to go. I'm actually very curious. Jericho is really good at starting things so that you can get eyes on product. He talks a lot of shit, which is not a bad thing. It's to get you interested, because now all the crap he had been talking about Punk, people want to see Jericho versus Punk. So you got that.
I just don't like, I mean, whatever. WWE had their famous roster split. It looks like they're doing that again. So it can work, right. But it's just like not under these circumstances, though. Not where if you're going to have like these people don't like each other, so we're going to keep them over there. And so like, what are you going to do with pay-per-views now? You're going to have like a fucking shade in the middle of the building where you guys stay over there and you guys stay over here because you don't like each other. Like, it's
2 locker rooms. 2 locker rooms for the men, 2 locker rooms for the women.
Nah, that shit don't make no sense. And then what are you going to have separate champions now for shows? Like, it's too many questions.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with Punk. I'm just saying this is what's been floating. This is what's been floating in the social media sphere.
Yeah, and again, I don't work for either company, so I don't know. All I know is what I see online, and I try to read as many things as I can. So listen, if one of y'all are in the building and you know something, that's something else. But I just know what I see.
Hello. So, hey, Kyle. Thanks for dropping by. For y'all who don't know, the 4 Corners of Commentary are having their 100th episode tonight. Wow. So make sure y'all go and check that out. All right. Cool. So that was Collision. Again, we're just talking what we see. I don't have any, insider details, and if I did, I probably couldn't share them on live.
What did I just watch? Oh, I just saw Dungeons and Dragons, and that's so stupid that I just thought of that. I just saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and there's a girl in the movie who's like a shapeshifter, and there's a scene in the movie where there's 2 scenes in the movie where she turns into a mosquito. And I was like, I wish I could turn into a fucking mosquito and just fly into Tony Khan's office and sit in there and listen. But unfortunately, that doesn't exist.
That is so funny. 4 Corners, Ontario's asking 4 Corners, what's that? It's the 4 Corners of Commentary, which is Kyle's podcast that he does with 3 other amazing gentlemen. You should definitely check it out if you've never seen it. They cover all kinds of topics, of course, a lot of wrestling, but they have covered other topics. It's a lot of fun, that show. So, check it out. 4 Corners of Commentary. So that's Collision. We'll see what happens, because obviously it's going to happen this year in a couple of months.
It's still not even officially announced though, right? The show?
No. I mean,
he still hasn't made I thought that he was going to do that this week.
Yeah, maybe when it comes closer to it, or maybe Maybe they'll announce it during Double or Nothing.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's supposed to launch like at the end of June, right before I guess Forbidden Door, which I'm pretty excited about. We might get Mercedes Moné, we don't know. But anyhow, because she, she's with NJPW. Have you gotten a chance to check? What was that, Lou?
Money.
Yes, I like her. I really do. And I like her more now that she's in NJPW. She's really come into her own. Have you got a chance to see AEW All Access? I don't know if you've seen the
So I was gonna watch because I think I'm 2 episodes behind. Because did they do one last week? Because I know I was looking for it, so they didn't. Okay, so I'm only missing this week's then.
Yes, so
because I've watched. Okay, because I thought I was missing 2 because I went to watch it last week and I'm like, where the fuck is it? And I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm only 1 episode behind. So I actually like it. I thought I was not gonna like it. I'm not a reality show guy. I don't watch that shit. But if it's wrestling related, I kind of want to. It's funny because it's like a little confusing because you like all this drama that's been happening. Like, did it actually happen, or were they acting for the
camera
show? You know what I mean? So like, I'm a little iffy on that kind of stuff. I don't know if that shit's like for real, or it's just scripted.
So I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think there's some truth to what you're seeing, but I think they're exaggerating for the camera. Right. For example, and you'll see this when you watch this last episode. Ruby Soho and Ty Mello, because she's married to Guevara now. She doesn't go by Conti anymore. But Ruby Soho and Ty Mello had some on-camera matches, right? And apparently in one of the matches, Ty mistakenly broke Ruby's nose.
Yeah, and then she hit her with like the Thai KO or something right on her nose or whatever.
But if you saw that episode, when she goes down to pin Ruby, she actually asks her. You could see her say, "Are you okay?" Like she could tell she heard her by mistake.
Yeah.
In All Access, they show Ty saying, like, I need to talk to her because we have some bad blood. They knew each other from WWE and they didn't get along there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hey, Koj, what's up? So now fast forward to AEW, I guess, they still have some animosity, whatever. I don't know what happened there. I don't like getting involved in that shit. But anyhow, when Ty goes to talk to Ruby after she returns after 3 months, because she had to have surgery and a whole bunch of stuff from that broken nose, she asked Ty, was it on purpose? So that to me was for the show.
Okay.
Because how can you think that somebody that has a judo background and can do so much more damage to you if they wanted to would do something like that on purpose? Like it definitely was not on purpose. And I love Ty because you could see her rolling her eyes and she don't care. She just rolled her eyes and at Ruby no, like it wasn't on purpose. And then Ruby goes, the first time is a mistake, but if you do it again, we're gonna have problems. And I'm sitting here, obviously this is for the show, because if y'all have problems, Ruby, I'm sorry, you dead.
Yeah, something like that I can see where it's like, okay, let's play that up a little bit. Because even like the one that I saw with Eddie and Sammy, which was hilarious. Because Eddie's like, yeah, what's up, dog? Yeah, nah, we cool, dog. Yeah. Like he didn't want anything to do with that camera shit at all. So I was like, okay, that shit looked legit. Like it did. He was just like, all right, nah, we cool, dog. Yeah. He's looking at his phone. But what I was more intrigued by was when Sammy started crying. Because sometimes you could see some shit like that and you're like, nah, come on, bro.
That's real.
That's he was like, that was genuine. It seemed to me it came off genuine. Like it really did. And I was actually like, damn, man, I like this guy, man. He's like, he's a young kid. He's got a lot of heart and shit. He's just, he's got to play the heel, unfortunately, because I think he really wants to be a face, but the fucking crowd just won't let him.
No, the crowd won't let him, but he's embracing it when he comes out. I've been watching Sammy's vlogs since I found out he had one a couple of years ago. And this guy is legit down to earth. You could tell he's a jokester and he was probably annoying, but he has a big heart. And if you look at some tweets that I've seen, people that have met him in person, they're like, this guy, he was in his car with his wife getting ready to leave, and a little kid was like, Sammy, and he stopped the car, got out of the car to take pictures with this kid. Like, this guy is all about the fans. Like, he's big on the fans. Hey, Mind
I
Runner.
actually got one of those that I can talk about here. So last night, I won't spoil Rampage for anybody who might want to watch it, but you did see from the graphic that Cash Wheeler has a match with Jay Lethal. So after that match, Dax gets on the mic and he starts talking about, I love it here, I love you guys, thank you guys, whatever. Bro, that guy, as they were taking the ring down and changing everything for Ring of Honor, that guy walked around the entire thing and he dapped up everybody along ringside. Anybody who wanted a picture, he took a picture with them. He even came back and was like, no, it didn't come out, take the picture. He went all the way the fuck around. He went into the crowd on the opposite side from where I was sitting, to the point where, like, I thought he already went up the ramp. And I was like on my phone doing some stuff, talking to some people. And then I see him coming out of the crowd, and then he's still dapping. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker, he really didn't have to do that.
Cash Wheeler?
Dax.
Oh, Dax Harwood.
No, Cash bounced. Cash had his match, and he got the fuck out of there.
You talking about the bald one?
Yeah. Dax. Because he wasn't even in the match. He was ringside. He came out with Cash, and he was ringside for the match. And then whatever happened with the match afterwards, Dax was like, I'm fucking out of here. He bounced. And Dax was there giving his speech, and then it was a good like 20 minutes that he just was taking pictures and shaking people's hands and saying thank you to everybody. I was like, damn, bro, this guy really, like, that shit was really cool. He didn't have to do that shit.
I agree with you, Mind Runner. He really does get a lot of undue hate. And let's be honest, the reason why his hate is there is because he let people into his personal life. And if he would have never proposed to his first fiance live, that would have never happened. Yeah. Sammy and Ty would not be on the heel side right now. Let's just put it like that. People can act and say what they want, but we all know the fucking truth. Okay. So now, All Access is great. I'm really tired of hearing Britt talking about my girl Thunder, but I also, even though I do believe they do have mutual dislike for each other, because when my husband and I went to see Mission Pro Wrestling live like a year or 2 years ago, and they had just had the amazing match together. I think it was the Lights Out match or something like that. And, we mentioned it to her. She didn't even want to talk about it. So obviously it's real. Wow. But if you guys hear my dog, he's having like dreams and he makes noises and he's in my room. So if you hear any noises, that's what you're hearing.
Mine is outside, because she was outside and now she came back in, and then she's like at the door like
yeah. Like, no. Thunder Rosa gave him the stank eye. Don't talk about my girl. Don't you talk about my girl. Racist. What you talking about? Lansky. What you talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Where did that come from? Yeah, what you talking about? What you do? We started up over here. All right, so
we don't do that here.
Yes, but All Access is cool. Or maybe he's saying that Baker is racist. I don't know. I can't say that because I obviously
accusations. False accusations.
Exactly.
They need to bring Rick Ross back.
I like Baker. But when she starts talking about Thunder, I get a little heated. Because y'all know Thunder's my girl. So this last one, and you'll see in All Access, they were covering the part of Dynamite when Thunder had to relinquish the belts. So that made Jamie Hayter the official women's world champion. And Jamie Hayter is a phenomenal champion. So no, hate to Hayter. I really like Hayter. But you could see that Britt Baker was like so fucking happy that the belt was taken from Thunder. She was like, yeah. I'm here like, fuck you. Like, I really felt that way.
Yeah.
But Blackheart. Oh shit, I didn't even realize it was Blackheart. Oh shit! What is up?
I do
All
love
right.
tacos. That is a fact.
Yes. All right. So now that we know you got a lot of tags, Blackheart. All right. It's been a while since I've done this, so I forgot. But if y'all don't know, Blackheart is also part of a podcast called Off the Top Ropes. So make sure y'all check that out as well. I like to collaborate with a lot of podcasts. I really like to, let people know, follow these people, subscribe. Of course,
Yeah,
again,
you see
my
how it says the number one Forbidden Door podcast. This look at all the podcasts up in this chat. You got like
Mind
18
Runner.
different people up in here, all
Yes,
podcasting. Look at this
Mind
shit's
Runner
incredible.
actually has one too. Mind Runner has a podcast for mental health, which I think
Oh,
is awesome,
I
phenomenal.
gotta fuck with that.
I missed you too, Blackheart. Like I wasn't even able to jump on people's podcasts. I was so sick. I was going to sleep at 7:30 p.m., which is when like most people's podcasts show up, and I could not even stay up. Like it was horrible. I couldn't. It was just like pop a unisum to sleep and knock out and wake up a little better in the morning, and but whatever. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm so thankful for all the love in the chat. I really missed y'all. It's called Mental Health Mondays. Thank you, Mind Runner. Mental Health Mondays.
Okay, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, I support all the podcasts, big, small. We got to stick together. I think together we're better, but I'm very happy to be back. But anyway, that's All Access. I don't want to give it all away. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It does have some drama, but it does show some back end stuff, like before they go out to their matches and after their matches, how they like are with each other. I think that's like really good shit. So
yeah.
I don't like reality TV, but I do like this because it's wrestling related.
Yeah, it's
like
a cool backstage to look at, the findings. I had fun like looking at little things. Like there was an episode where and actually there's another part to this, but there was an episode where they were standing in the back and I caught Abaddon and she was like talking to somebody. I remember, I think she was standing next to Dustin. And I was like, oh my God, she's like sitting there talking. And I just saw an interview with her that Convalescence and TV posted yesterday of her doing a presser. And she was talking. And I was like,
she talks. Oh, yeah, you love her.
Oh my God. If I didn't love that
Abaddon.
woman enough before, her voice is perfect. That sounds so weird. I'm sorry if I'm simping.
No, but I don't
she
even
was
know
just
her voice
doing an interview talking about she was actually talking about the Britt Baker match. And with the thumbtacks in the mouth and all that shit and how much fun she had. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Abaddon.
I've never heard her speak.
It was incredible. I was mesmerized by it.
I only have seen the pay-per-views as far as Ring of Honor goes. I do have to catch it. I am going to get back into it. I'm slowly easing back into doing the shows and watching more wrestling. But yeah, I do want to catch it. I heard it's been on fire and Athena's been killing it. So
the thing is with ROH is I know you hate when people are doing a lot of this.
Yeah, and they do a lot of that.
There's not a lot of this in ROH. There's almost zero amount of this. Blessing. It's match, backstage segment, match, maybe a promo, match.
Sweet.
So
yeah. Fantastic. And now we can get into Dynamite, which had 6 matches. Yeah. And Lou, if y'all didn't hear the beginning, Lou was there live, pretty close to the front. So I'm jealous, but hey, it opened with Orange Cassidy versus Bandito. Okay. And I thought this match was great. I love the way it ended. Of course, Cassidy retained. It was for the All International Championship, which was called the I forgot what it was called before that.
International, All Atlantic.
All Atlantic, yes, All Atlantic Championship. But now it's the All International Championship. And Cassidy, who is a workhorse, guy has defended this belt just this year alone 12 times. They put it on the right person. It's been great watching it. How did you like that match or did not like that match?
You guys know I love Bandito. I was the only one screaming for fucking Bandito in that place. But then we got the Bandito chants going, afterwards when people took their head out of their ass and realized that he's awesome. Yeah, because when Cassidy came out, I was recording the entrance. And I was like, God, come on, this fucking guy out of here. Let's go. Let's get Bandito out here. But yeah, I was hoping for a title change, but that's just because I really love Bandito. And plus, like I was thinking he was gone for so long, you know, you don't want to bring him back and have him take a L. But you know what? At this point, Orange Cassidy, I'm not even gonna hate on him. I'm not the biggest Orange Cassidy fan. I don't have anything against him.
Right.
I think he's funny, and I know he can go,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just not one of my favorites, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
But he's definitely earned the wins, and I mean, he's carrying. That's the bro. Honestly, that belt is the second belt on the show. Well, I don't
It's
want to put the women's belt down, but like, let's say the men and women's championship are here. The
yeah.
next belt is that belt, because
Yes.
that
I
TNT
agree.
belt's in the mud right now.
Oh, we are gonna, you know what? Let's just jump right into that because I have some shit to say about that. First of all, I usually don't have too many negative things to say about AEW because I really do love AEW, but the TNT belt went from being something that was somewhat of a higher mid belt to a lower mid belt to me because you've put this belt on Hop. Look, you put it on Warlord. This is the third time you put it on Warlord just to give him squash matches, and we'll get to that in a minute. But how the hell you take it off Hobbs when he was just building up? He had matches with Penta. He had matches with Phoenix. Like, he had actual matches. They weren't just squash matches.
And
You
I
go
didn't like
and
how
take
they
it
and I didn't like how they try to fake the funk like last week, where they were like, "Oh yeah, Hobbs has been on this rampage," and they showed like 2 fucking matches. I'm like, right, don't play me, bro. We are sitting here watching Hobbs's moves, and y'all had him all fucked up. Am I glitching, or is that you, or what's happening?
We
I
glitching?
saw you kind of do the circle thing on my screen.
Oh no,
Hopefully
I'm
we're
good.
good. But yeah, like they try to fake the funk like Hobbs has been out here with a long run. Bro, you guys, he ain't even had that belt a month, yo. Like, how you gonna do Hobbs like that, bro?
You build him up with the Book of Hobbs. You make this big fucking deal about him. And then you take it off him like that. I knew it. I knew it. When they were in Pittsburgh, I was like, oh shit. I told Tone. Tone was like, nah, they ain't gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, they gonna do it. Because they're in Pittsburgh and that's where Wardlow is from. And they're gonna give this little bastard back the belt just so he can come and do the same shit he's done when he held the belt twice before. Bunch of
So
squash fucking matches. No
one
thank
thing
you.
about one thing about that squash match, the person who
Poor
the
guy.
person who was in the squashy of the match was a wrestler by the name of Ariel Levy. Ariel Levy.
Okay.
He is the CCW World Heavyweight Champion, which is the Coastal Championship Wrestling, which is our local independent wrestling program. I went, it's been a while. I went to 2 of their shows. Like what? Yeah, it was this month. So I went to Bash at the Brew, and I watched my first show, and then I went to another show here in Pompano, and I got to see him there twice. There's another guy who you'll see on Rampage, whose name is Cha Cha Charlie. He was also from CCW here. So that's just a little. I just thought it was cool to see them because we were giving them like the CCW chants, and
Sweet.
we were yelling, trying to see if it'll get on air. I still have to watch Dynamite. I haven't been able to actually watch it yet,
I can't
so
tell
I
if
still
I
gotta watch
heard.
that and see.
I'll have to see if I heard it because
But poor Eddie L got fucking.
he got destroyed.
He
He
got
got destroyed.
smashed, bro.
And I hate seeing that. Okay, so I didn't know who he was, but when I saw him standing in the corner, I was like, fuck this shit. Another squash match? So Wardlow squashes. That's it.
And then you Christian Cage, like, that's
Yeah.
fine if they want to have Christian feud for the TNT title, but it's like, do you really think Christian is gonna be the one to beat Wardlow? Like, it don't make sense. And then secondly, Wardlow doesn't need that belt to be over, bro. Like, Wardlow's already over. Just have
Exactly.
him go out there and do shit. Like, he doesn't need to have that belt.
I can't, what kills me about Wardlow doing squash matches? You've seen him do real matches and he can go, he can
Yeah.
wrestle. He does things that big guys shouldn't be able to do. And yet he does it. But you're wasting his talent by doing this stupid symphony thing. And I don't know. I told Tone I don't like this move when he does this and then he like clotheslines them with both of his arms.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
It's a little silly.
It's a move. There's a name for it that they've created it, but I
Yeah.
personally don't like that move because it takes too long, and the person that he's gonna hit is got to kind of wobble there and pretend they don't see it
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, the Street Fighter birds
Yes,
over
yeah.
their head. They're dizzy and shit. They just sit there and wait.
Now, welcome back, Court. if for some reason this is leading to a rematch, like at Double or Nothing, where Hobbs gets his belt back and they give him a legit run, fine. But what they did to him was fucked. I did not, first of all, I couldn't have imagined that they were going to put it back on Wardlow, and definitely not this fast.
I
So,
honestly feel like they should just take that belt and put it on, like, I don't know, like Action Andretti, and just let him go have some matches with like the
really?
top flight guys, and just go have Bandito and maybe bring Flamita in and stuff, and guys like that, and just get the belt away from Hobbs and Wardlow, and just have them just be the monsters that they are, and let them fucking beat each other up, because like the belt is like muddled in between these guys. And
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't understand.
you can't, bro. Wardlow's already had it 3 times, bro. Like, come on, bro.
It makes
Like,
no sense for me.
we ain't gonna have him be the 16-time fucking TNT champion. Like, that shit's corny, bro.
And nobody wants to consistently see him have these 2-second squash matches. I'm sorry. I'm going to start going to the bathroom or making something to eat when Wardlow comes out to defend this belt, because it's boring to me.
It's a waste of time.
Same shit. Exactly. There's more people on the roster that can be doing more with that time. I don't need to see him busting down local talent every time. I just don't.
Yeah.
It's boring. But anyway, moving on. You got FTRs. You were talking about Dax being a cool dude. FTR's Dax Harwood, which is currently half of the tag champion in AEW, taking on Jeff Jarrett, who actually won this match. And I have to say, Jeff Jarrett actually grew on me. I like Jeff Jarrett. He can go for an older man. And
oh, yeah,
I enjoyed that match a lot, even though he won by cheating, but he's a heel. So that's what he does. What did you think about that match? Was it good?
It's funny. It's funny. A couple things about the show. There was a guy in the crowd, and I have video of this guy, and I'm gonna post it later. I just didn't have time today. There was a guy in the crowd who really did not like Jeff Jarrett. Like, he really didn't like Jeff Jarrett. Like, he was yelling out all types of shit. Jarrett! He told them, there was one thing he said that he had everybody laughing. He told them, he said, Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett puts ice in his milk. Like, he was yelling out stupid shit like that. And when he said that, he had everybody in our section fucking laughing, bro. We did not during the first match, the Rampage match. I don't know if they're gonna clean up the audio or whatever, because that's they edit it.
Yeah.
But we were doing an AARP chant for Jarrett.
Y'all were killing him.
This guy was killing Jeff Jarrett. We did a Colonel Sanders chant for Jeff Jarrett, like, killing this guy, dude. So I'm curious to see Rampage now, to see if any of that shit came through.
I'm gonna see if it comes through. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I wanted to go back to this. When Blackheart's saying Jade Cargill too, I'm trying to see what you're referring to when you say Jade Cargill too, because as you guys can see, I am actually wearing a Jade Cargill shirt.
One thing I was gonna say, when I first saw your shirt, when I first got in, I thought it was a Keith Lee shirt because it kind of looks like Limitless, and I was gonna bring up Keith Lee because he didn't come out on Dynamite, but he comes out on Rampage.
Sweet.
And I know I watch Rampage every week, but I wanted to ask you on the show, or maybe the guys someone in the chat can tell me, when the fuck did Keith Lee become like a big giant wizard?
You talking about the white?
He comes out on Rampage with a giant cloak on. Like, he comes out with a cloak on.
So I think
it's like a big hoodie cape. It's a hoodie cape, and it's got like a rope on the neck. Like, he looks like fucking Gandalf. And I'm like, bro, when the fuck did Keith Lee become a wizard? Like, he just looks weird. Like, the white hair is whatever. I have white hair too. It's gonna happen.
The white hair, he has mentioned that he said he is done dyeing his hair.
Yeah, that's fine. I could do white hair. I don't understand the Bible and the cloak.
The chat's going nuts. He joined the X-Men. He's a shaman. He's a sorcerer. That is fucking
Because he
hilarious.
comes out, because I guess he's teaming now with Dustin Rose. They're called
Yes,
Naturally Limitless or something like
yes,
that.
yes, yes,
And Dustin
yes.
came out and he looked cool with his fucking. He's got that cool suit and shit with the muscles or whatever. And then he points, and then here comes Keith Lee, and we're all out here, hey, because his music is a bop, and we're all out here like, hey, this dude comes out wearing a fucking giant cloak over his face, like a giant hoodie, and
It's a
it's
new
this
thing.
giant cape, and it looked like
He's a
it
magician.
was so ridiculous how big it was. It was like it
I
covers his
mean, he's
entire
big.
body, bro. It covers his whole body, and he's just walking out, and he looks like a fucking he looks like a balloon.
He's trying something new. I don't know. So Blackheart was referring to squash matches and saying that Jade Cargill has had a lot of those. She has, but
Yeah.
I think it's in the difference is this is Jade's beginning. AEW is her beginning. So they still give her squash matches because I believe she is still green. However, since we're talking about Jade, she did have the match against Taya Valkyrie.
Did you see Jade do a Canadian fucking
Fuck yes,
destroyer?
I wrote this
Listen,
down, and this is what I wanted to talk about.
we flipped the fuck out when she did that shit.
First of all, I've been a Jade fan since day one. I remember when we went to see it live. We went to see Dynamite Live in 2021, and Jade Cargill came out, and you could count the people that were cheering for her. And Tone and I, we were two of the people cheering. We were so loud because we really were rooting for her. And I have said it on my show over and over and over and over again. Every time you see her, and she doesn't have a squash match, she does an actual match like this against somebody that can go, like Taya, she pulls out new moves. She did a fucking back suplex from the top rope.
Yeah.
And then, yes, that bitch Jade Cargill pulled out my favorite fucking move. I love Canadian Destroyer. It's my favorite move in the whole planet. I love that fucking wrestling move. I looked at Tone and I couldn't help myself. I was slapping the couch. I was like, look at this shit. I can't believe it. Yes, Anika, she did a fucking Canadian
and
destroyer.
clean, and in the middle of the ring, just like clean. She
Beautiful.
grabbed her and just spun her, and bam.
And
Like,
of course, that's a two-person move.
Yeah.
So obviously Taya's no joke too, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy that Jade is still the reigning TBS champion. Actually, she put in social media, y'all might as well call it her purse because that's her belt.
Yeah. So one thing about Jade, I don't know how it came across on TV, but when she came out on the entrance ramp in my section, there was a little girl with her dad on the railing, and this little girl, she had a Jade Cargill shirt. The dad had a Jade Cargill shirt. They were like there for her, and this girl had a sign or whatever she was holding, and Jade came right up to her and was like, "Oh, thank you," and grabbed her sign and ripped it up and threw it at her. That little girl was bawling. Okay, I don't know who the girl was. I don't think it was a plant because they were there the whole time I was there. So they walked away and came back a couple times. So I don't know if maybe I don't know the deal, but that little girl was like, she wasn't acting, bro. Like that little girl was crying for real.
I bet I saw. Did you see her face? Well, we saw her face on TV.
Yeah, she was very upset.
Was shocked.
To a point where like they walked past me, and I even told her, I was like, "Hey, it's okay. Like she's just pretending to be like me. She's acting." The little girl was looking at me like, "Why are you talking to me?" And I was like, I felt bad. I was like, "Damn."
I'm surprised.
But they were like, that where that happened, I was like 7 seats behind them.
See,
like,
I gotta look again to see if I can see you. But we did see that, and we were commenting. Me and Tom, I was like, "Did she just do that?" I thought she had a Taya sign, because why would you rip the sign of somebody that's supporting you? So I'm a little confused as to why that happened. But hey, Blackheart, that's cool. Go catch the Celtics game. Thank you for stopping by, sir. But yeah. I really have to say, Jade will continue to impress. She's going to continue to get better. And I agree with Anika. Now that she mentions Sarita, okay, so Anika, it's almost like you're reading my mind, because when I was going to bring up this match, I was going to say the only two people that I can see dethroning Jade at this point, since the person I want to dethrone her is not there. A woman of a yes, Serena
I
Deeb
got my deep
or
shirt right
Hikaru
here. It was
Shida.
one of the shirts I thought about wearing yesterday.
That's not gonna happen. Bobby Fish ain't coming back. Stop. But yes, I really think that it should be Serena Deeb or Hikaru Shida. So Anika, great call. Because obviously Statlander, we don't know when she's coming back. That would have been the person to take over. You know, I hope she's back soon, but we don't know because she had 2 issues with her with this particular knee, and I my heart hurts every time I think about Statlander. She was doing so amazing, but you know, shit happens. Shit happens.
Snacklander.
Snacklander. But yes, TK made an announcement that we're getting another Owen Hart tournament. That's
Very
awesome.
cool. Very cool.
Yes. If y'all remember, DMD and Bay were the winners of it last year. So we should have 2 new winners this year. Let's go to the Pillars tournament. I've really been enjoying this. We got a Sammy versus Darby yesterday. And of course, Sammy won because MJF did what MJF does, and he did a heel move. And when the ref wasn't looking, Sammy took Darby's skateboard and threw it at Darby. So and then Sammy threw himself on the floor pretending he was injured. So when the ref turned around, he thought that Darby did an illegal move, and he got disqualified.
However, old Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, of course.
So there was a lot of Eddie Guerrero last night, to the point where I was like, okay, guys, enough. Like, we saw, bro, I must have seen 11 619s. Sammy did the 3 amigos.
Yes.
Bandito was doing this. Sammy was doing this.
Eddie's everywhere.
What's the name?
He's everywhere.
What's the name on the undercard? Joe did this. I was like, okay, guys, we get it. It's Eddie Guerrero's not from Florida, bro. I don't know why you guys are all doing the Eddie Guerrero shit here. I love Eddie Guerrero.
People love him.
I don't know why everyone's doing it. So I was confused about that, but we got a lot of Eddie Guerrero shout outs last night.
Yeah, it's great. I have to talk about this 4 Pillars tournament though, because we all know that Sammy and MJF are not really real friends, and this whole
that shit's hilarious.
It's hilarious. I'm loving it though. I am loving it. We got to see a little bit of the real MJF at the end when he was so mad that, you know, they made it into a tag match. So next week we're gonna get MJF and Sammy versus Darby and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Who, if MJF and Sammy win, which they're not, then it'll still be Sammy versus MJF at Double or Nothing for the AEW Men's Championship. But if Jack Perry and Darby win, then it's a 4-way death match. And that's what everybody's been wanting. And that's what we're going to get. So you definitely know that Darby and Jack Perry are winning next week. But that pissed off MJF. And when they went outside, that MJF was going to catch a car to leave, Sammy was following him, and MJF was like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And he's like, no, the car's full. There was nobody in there. And that left Sammy kind of like, huh? So I know that there's going to be a betrayal there. And I'm going to love to see it. I would love to see Sammy win the belt. But I have a deep set feeling that it's going to be Darby.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Sting is retiring at the end of this year, and it can be like Sting's final send off for Darby. That's what I'm imagining. And he, you know, but I think Sammy has been wrestling for so long. Sammy's been like, he killed the independents. When he talks about this stuff, it's not bullshit. He really has worked his ass off to be where he is. And I would just love to see him win it, but I really do believe it's going to be Darby. I know Anna would be very happy about that because that's her favorite wrestler, Darby.
I wouldn't be mad at that, but honestly, I don't feel like MJF is going to lose that belt this year.
He's just a champ.
Yeah, I really don't think he's going to lose the belt. Like,
he barely wrestles. What does he have? Like 2 defenses?
Next year.
2 defenses?
Yeah. It's true, but when he does wrestle, we all know what he can do. He just doesn't.
We know what he can do, but his body is like intact. and
Yeah.
because he doesn't, all he does is come out, and he's good at this. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, he's good at this. But I don't want to see you come out and do a musical like he did in Long Island.
That shit was so weird. What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
I want to see you come out and wrestle. But we'll see. I'm really excited about Double or
I
Nothing.
think the
Double or
highlight
Nothing
of
is my
that,
favorite.
the highlight of that segment for me was,
What was it?
listen to me, you prick. With that was Shivani. That shit came
Yes.
out of nowhere because we couldn't really see the announce desk from where we're at. You know, it's like
Yes.
hidden in that little corner. So
Yeah,
we
they
didn't know
did.
what the fuck was going on. We're all paying attention to MJF, and then we just hear Tony, listen to me, you prick. And we're all like, whoa, what the hell's going on?
Tony Schiavone's great. Tony Schiavone's great. He's definitely a needed part of AEW, a big part of AEW. But I don't get me wrong. I enjoy the MJF banter. He definitely is an amazing heel. I don't know if he is in real life, but some people say he is a douche. Some, but I don't know. I really don't know that he plays the part well if he's not. But I can't wait to see how this unfolds in Double or Nothing. That's my favorite pay-per-view of AEW, and they have quite a few, but this is literally my favorite. So I'm excited. And I think the blood and guts is going to be between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite with Takeshita. We're going to talk about that because that's the main event.
Mm-hmm.
But we got, just to cover one more thing before we move to the main event, Adam Cole called out Jericho. He wants Jericho to pay for what they did to DMD, his girlfriend. And of course, Jericho's like, no, you're never going to see me. I'm not going to. And while he's talking all his shit on the camera, his goons come out, the JAS, and beat the shit out of Adam Cole. And then Orange Cassidy and Bandito come out to help, just so they can get their ass whooped too. And then who came out afterwards?
Oh, yeah. So there's a couple different things about this segment. So when they hit here's the thing. After the segment was over, and I'll get back to it, but after it was over, I was on Twitter, like looking at Twitter to see what people were saying about Roderick Strong, because we lost our fucking minds in the building. But I'm looking and I'm seeing a lot of like, oh, the crowd didn't pop. There's no pop. The crowd was silent for Roddy's return. LOL, what a failure, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
no, you have to.
I've noticed that people do that a lot when they watch Dynamite, where when someone returns, they say the crowd is dead. I don't think that Tony has, well, not Tony, because it's not like he's out here rigging microphones and shit. But I think there's something about the way they do their sound design that they don't have mics in the right place. Because, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. When Roddy's thing came up on the screen, we had no idea who the fuck it was. It was just some green diamond shit.
Yeah.
And we're just looking like, is this Kyle O'Reilly or like what is this? And then it said SRS, and we were like, what the fuck? And then when his name popped up, yeah, right. We were like, what the fuck is going on? And then when his name actually popped up,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We lost our fucking minds in there. We were bugging in that place. It was loud as shit. Roddy was cleaning house. Everybody was fucking screaming and jumping up and down. So I don't know if the sound or whatever comes through for that. But I even went on Twitter this morning and I responded to a couple people. I'm like, well, I was there and it was fucking loud.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they capture a lot. Not always. They don't really capture the crowd's noise. And I don't know why they do that, because when someone's coming out, you should be able to hear the crowd.
Yeah, I think it's something about the way they rigged their audio or something. I don't know,
but he got
Roddy showed up and cleaned up house. I know a lot of people are not big fans of Roddy. Roddy on the mic is not great.
There you go.
You saw what he can do in the ring.
Yeah, and he has
fucking fantastic in the ring.
He has history with Adam Cole, lots of history. And Adam Cole, says his career wouldn't be where it was if it wasn't for the time he spent wrestling with Roderick Strong. So I had to talk about that. We are going to get Jericho versus Adam Cole. Maybe that's the match that happens at Double or Nothing.
Oh, so, I'm sorry. The one thing before we move on from this that I did want to bring up. So this is something that it pissed me off and it pissed off a lot of people in the crowd. There was two things that I really wanted to do at this show. I wanted to do the Adam Cole Baby sing along,
And you didn't
and
get
I wanted to sing Judas.
you didn't get
Right,
either.
two things that I wanted to do, and I knew that when Adam Cole they put that promo up on the screen, and he was like, "I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna blah, blah." I'm like, "Fuck, man." So he's not gonna come out here and do the Adam Cole Baby thing because he's supposed to be mad. Because it would be kind of stupid for him to say, "I'm gonna come call you out," and then walk to the ring and
You'd
do
be
your
like,
boom, and then go in the ring and do your all that shit. So I was like, well, he just fucked us out of that one. And then when they hit Jericho's music, I was like, all right,
nope.
let's go. I want to
Turn
sing
off
this
the
stupid
music.
ass song. And we got about Beautiful on the Inside, and then that's it. And we were all like, oh man, what the fuck? Why don't we get to sing the song?
Sorry. I got to sing it 3 times when I
Wow.
went. 3 times. Because every time Jericho came out, he came out 3 times when I went. And every time Jericho's song came out. So you didn't get to sing it at all. And we got tired. Like by the 3rd time, I was like, I'm not singing this shit again. I'm tired.
You're like, yeah, on the inside.
Yes,
All right, come on.
I'm so sorry. Because that is a lot of fun. Doing Adam Cole's entrance, which is probably my favorite entrance. Because it's so fucking crowd. You know,
and it was funny because they're playing his song as he walks out to the ring, and he's just kind of like walking in a circle, and we're doing everything else. We're doing the Adam Cole baby, boom, like every time in the song when it comes up, we kept doing it, and you could kind of see where he was like trying to stay mad, but he was like kind of feeling it. So it was like, fuck, man,
it's great when people, and he has such a crowd involvement. Like I always tell my husband, I'm like, he's not my favorite wrestler. I do like Adam Cole a lot, but he's not my favorite wrestler. But his entrance is my favorite because it's so involved. Like you definitely get to be a part of it. And of course, the Jericho one. And I'm so sorry. You definitely got robbed.
Yeah.
No matter what, you got robbed. But
also, Mind Runner says we got robbed for an Acclaim rap at the Norfolk show.
Yeah, they didn't get the
Let
rap.
me tell you something right now, because we're probably not going to talk about it because it was on Rampage.
Yeah.
That was the highlight of the entire show, was the Acclaim. The Acclaim showed up on Rampage. They have a match on Rampage. It's a 6-man tag. Sweet. With some, I won't reveal who it is. It doesn't matter who that is, but there was some just random jobbers. But he came out, he did a crazy rap. That entire match was just fun. We were doing the Scissor Me Daddy chant. We were scissoring. Everybody in the crowd's fucking scissoring. After the match, like, that's another one where after the match, they literally just walked around and they were scissored fucking everybody.
I love that.
They were taking pictures. Bowen was hugging people and shit.
Yes.
So that match, that was like because at that point we had already had some ROH and then the whole Dynamite and then basically half the Rampage. So it was, it was long. Yes. And they it picked everybody up. Like everybody got picked up for the main event after that.
You know why?
Because they brought such energy that was that was the highlight of the whole show.
You know why though?
Because everybody
loves the Acclaimed. Yeah.
Loves the Acclaimed.
I don't have my scissors, but that's okay. I got my fingers.
There we go.
But I'm definitely gonna scissor people when I go. When I go to the live show, I hope the Acclaim come out. I would love to meet them. Yes, Mind Runner. Everybody does.
Everybody loves the Acclaim except for Courtney.
Except for Courtney. But Courtney is a heel. Very good.
They have to start saying that shit at the shows.
Afterwards.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Except
Courtney.
It's all good. We love you, Courtney. The main event. Here we are.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Butcher and the Blade, which I do like as a tag, versus Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita. I am such a fan of Konosuke Takeshita. I love his style. He has a really good brain buster, which happens to be my second favorite move in wrestling. I love brain busters. I love people who do it in a way that makes the people look like they're crumbling. But that's also on the person that's getting it.
That's the whole thing.
Yes. And he has a phenomenal brain buster. So, of course, Kenny Omega and Takeshita won. It was such a great match. Was it good in person?
Yeah. It was very good. What was really awesome about it was how well Kenny and Konosuke were just tagging in and out. It was if they had tag teams. it's like if they've been tag teaming for years.
And look what Mind Runner said. Kenny and Takeshita need to do a 23andMe because they got to be related.
Yeah.
You have to also understand Kenny is completely fluent in Japanese, and he has been in NJPW for a long, long time. So he's probably has wrestled with Takeshita. He probably knew him. So this is not probably his first time with him. This is probably the first time this thing has been on television. But it was, yes, the chemistry. You could even see it on TV. I'm sure it was better live, but of course, not to take away from the match, but just to jump into the end. The Blackpool Combat Club has become a bunch of bullies.
Big time.
So, you know, they came out. They wanted to fuck up Kenny Omega. Was it Kenny Omega? With the drive. We had the
screwdriver, yeah.
Screwdriver. But it switched up, and Kenny Omega, because the Elite came out. The Young Bucks came out. Yeah. And they were gonna do it to Moxley. And then Takeshita came in there. He was like saying, "No, stop." And then unfortunately, you know, they got a leg up again and they beat the shit out of Takeshita.
So Danielson fucked up his line, and we let him have it when he did that shit.
Yes.
To the point where he looked at our section, and you could see in the look on his, because I hate to be that guy, but I know. So listen, I hate to be that guy, but when he fucked up the line, I literally cupped my hands and I went. And everybody started fucking like doing the same shit at him, to the point where he looked over at us and was like, "If you trained with the Blackpool Combat Club," like he was so mad.
He was so mad, because he said the Elite. He said the Elite instead of the Blackpool Combat Club, and he had to fix himself real quick. But the crowd was
beating his
ass after that.
We let him have it, bro. That shit was hilarious.
I do believe this is going to happen. Takeshi's going to turn on the Elite and join the Blackpool. And then Ibushi, yes, is going to show up for the Elite. And that's going to be the blood and guts match. I am so excited because as much as people don't like the Young Bucks or whatever, those motherfuckers can go.
Yeah.
Okay. They are so good. They are so freaking good. And Nick Jackson is insane, just like Sammy, just like Darby. They pull moves. Like, as far as wrestling moves go, Sammy and Nick Jackson have a very, very similar wrestling style. There's a lot of flippy dippy stuff, but they also do a lot of wrestling moves. So that I like flippy dippy mixed in with actual wrestling moves. You know, I like to see the forearms. I like to see some clotheslines. I like to see some kicks, not just flipping off, but when they do it, it's like beautiful. Yeah. So it's gonna be so good. Blood and Guts is gonna be so good.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be fantastic.
But overall, I gave this a 8.5 because I really fucking enjoyed it. And I didn't give it a 10 because I was like fucking mad that I wasn't there live. But I was very happy with the show. It was a phenomenal show. And I'm so happy you got to go live because I've only been there once and I loved it. So with that,
I was supposed to go to 2. The one that I went to famously is the one where Malachi Black debuted, and I ended up not going. Even I had tickets, but I was just like, man, I don't feel like driving to fucking Miami, and then I gotta drive back here. I'm just gonna watch it.
You regretted it.
So I sold my tickets, and then I was like, fuck.
You regretted it.
Malachi Black, but I got to see Roderick Strong. So
hey, you got to see one, and I don't know if you guys can see, but Lou's wearing Top Rope Squishy merch. Hey y'all. Get your Top Rope Squishy merch. The link is in the description. Before, I appreciate it. You know, Mind Runner also has Top Rope Squishy merch. I appreciate anybody and everybody who supports. Even if you don't, but if you're in the chat, just hit that like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are not subscribed, sweet. If you're not subscribed to Mr. Lou's Wrestling is Trash show, please check the link in the description. No excuse.
We actually had the first not really the first, because this exists, and so Wrestling is Trash is part of the Random Rob
Yes.
website. So he has his own merch that he actually presses at home. He actually pressed this in his house. So it has
Wow,
my
that's
name on the side and
amazing.
all that shit, which you could get these on his site, but I'm trying to streamline it a little better. So I made the first Wrestling is Trash shirt, but it got pulled because I got a copyright strike. Because what I did was I made a Run DMC
Mm.
kind of hybrid design.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, my thing is I posted it and I used the hashtag Run DMC, and I think that's where I fucked up, because this is what it looks like.
Oh, that's cool.
But what's
Take
funny is
the
that
hashtag out.
I uploaded it, I bought one, Nick bought one, and then they striked it and they took it down. But my shirt, I got the email that says it's shipped. So I may get my shirt. So I'm just trying to wait to see if it gets here.
Let
So
me
I'm
know if
super
you get
excited.
it. That would be awesome. I hope you do get it. Just make a new one without the hashtag Run DMC.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I think I already know what I'm gonna do.
So, as you guys know, there's always a hot seat.
My ass is hot.
Yes, your ass is hot. So
I feel it.
you usually get a couple of questions. You've been on here a lot. So you get in 2 would you rather questions, and of course the bonus thoughtful question, which I always like to throw in at the end. This first question, I'm gonna tell you after you respond why I put it in there. But are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Here we go. Here we go. Everybody looks like they're ready in the chat. Here we go. Would you rather drink spoiled milk or eat rotten meat? Choices.
Okay.
Choices.
Now, question. Am I cooking the rotten meat or am I eating raw rotten meat?
No, it's not raw, but it is rotten. It is rotten.
Damn. I might have to go with the meat, because I can't do that milk. The problem with this question is that I've drank rotten milk by accident before. I think most of us probably have. You go for that milk in the refrigerator and you know you're not supposed to drink out of the carton, and you do it anyway, and it's curdled. That shit stays with you for days.
Okay. So you're going with the meat.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This morning.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh, yes. Your girl was making her little caramel macchiato. Okay. I put my liquid raw sugar in there. I shook up my Starbucks iced coffee. I threw it in there. And then I take my brand new carton of organic 1% milk. I take the little thing off. I usually sniff everything that I'm going to drink or eat, but I didn't. I poured it a little bit. I started mixing it before I put the caramel in there and the ice. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be so good. I took one sip and I was like, Rrr! That shit tasted so fucked up that I then smelled the carton. I was like, oh. And when I started spilling it into the sink, it was cheese, motherfuckers. Cheese! Ruins my morning. I was sick for like 3 hours. And it was just a little tiny sip. And I was so mad. I was so heated. So yes, that is why I threw that question in there, because that actually happened to me today. And I also would rather eat
one of the worst things ever.
Fuck, it's the worst. I couldn't even have coffee after that. I was like, fuck it, I don't even want coffee right now. I'm done. So yes, Anika, yes, it was horrible. It was horrible. But here we go. Look at your face. The second question doesn't get any easier. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes. Anika, the coffee wasn't spoiled. The milk was. Fuck that shit. Anyway. Would you rather mistakenly swallow pool water where you know people are peeing and have been peeing in it all day, or get stung by a bunch of jellyfish at the beach?
That's very easy to answer, the first one.
Oh, you rather?
Because it's chlorinated, so there's chemical in there. So plus, technically, urine is filtered. If these people have a good, cellular structure and their organs are working properly, their urine is filtered. It's just pee. It's just mixed in with water and chlorine, and now you got to drink it. If you've ever been in any kind of pool before, you've had pee water in your stomach, because there's no way for you to not swallow pool water,
It's
even a little
happened.
bit.
It's
So
happened to me, but it's been a while.
that whole getting stung by a jellyfish thing, fuck that. I don't want to get stung by no goddamn jellyfish. I'm going to get stuck by one, not multiple ones.
Multiple, like a family of them. He said pool, pee-pee, water. All right. That's what you chose. The whole chat is with you, by the way. Everybody would rather drink pee-pee pool water.
People who have sense in this chat. We all drinking pee-pee water.
You thirsty? All right. And here's your bonus question. Okay. If you had the opportunity to be super successful, I'm talking about making money just like you wanted it, at only one thing in your life, what would it be and why?
Okay. So as I've gotten older, I've realized that kind of what I would really love to be able to do is to have a animal rescue farm, like a giant field where I could just have like 30 dogs running around this field, cats in the house, goats, whatever type of animal that needs a home or whatever, where I can rehome them or I can keep some or whatever. Like Asher House basically is doing. I don't know if you guys know what Asher House is. You can follow Asher House on any social media thing, and he's basically doing what I would like to be successful at, which is he has a giant acres of property, and he just gets dogs, mostly dogs, but all kinds of other animals in there, rescues them, and kind of finds homes for them. Sometimes he ends up keeping them. He's got like 12 dogs living in his house with him.
Oh my God.
It's awesome. It's like it's amazing.
I love that answer. I never would have thought that would be the answer that you would give me, but I absolutely love that answer. I love animals. So, that is so sweet.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I actually saw, so again, I know we're coming up on the end here, but I went to the theater to see Evil Dead Rise, and during the trailers, I don't remember what the movie's called, but there's a movie coming out about dogs, and it's a live action, like real looking dogs, and it's a real movie, and it's like about a dog who's like, the owner is like, he has a ball and he keeps throwing the ball, and the dog goes to get it, but he's like trying to get rid of the dog, and the dog has no idea. He thinks it's a game, and then the dog gets lost, and he meets these other strays, and it's like R-rated, so they're saying fuck and shit and all this other stuff. And there's a point in the trailer where the dog realizes, like, he's like, oh, that means that he doesn't want me anymore. And I swear to God, I was like, why am I about to cry right now at a stupid ass R-rated goddamn movie about a CGI dog? Like, this don't make no sense. Like, I have some type of weird ESP thing with animals, man. I just love them.
I love animals too, and I go on YouTube all the time, and I start watching like rescue things where people actually go and rescue dogs. Tone is in trouble because my sister said, Anna said, I love doggies, and he just said, you can have mine, sis.
Oh shit.
When this show's over, T, I'm coming downstairs, and you and
not
me going,
Falcor.
fuck. I have Falcor right next to me. He is my tail for real. And I love that. I love this dog to pieces.
I shaved
dogs.
So we have the groomer. The groomer is coming on the 4th because I have a Shih Tzu, so she gets very hairy. Oh, she's so cute. And this morning I had to cut her eyebrows so she can see because she has hair in her eyes. So I was there giving her a little haircut around her eyes and shaving and wiping away. It's ridiculous. It'll make no sense.
I see. My sister says she'll take Falcor. Everybody in my family loves my dog. He's the family dog. I'm the only one with a pet. So Yeah, everybody loves him. It's good for when I need babysitting duties and I want to go on vacation or something. I know that I can call on people to take care of him.
Right.
He's very calm, very relaxed dog. He doesn't barely bark. He's scared of his own shadow though, so he doesn't even like protect the house or anything, and that's fine. I wanted him for like emotional support, and that's exactly what he does. He's an awesome dog for that.
He's a good boy.
He is a very good boy. Look, see, he's the baby of the family. He's my baby. That's my sister, y'all. But anyway, I am so happy I got to come back and do this show, and Lou brought it back with me. You are welcome on my show all the time, anytime, always, and you know it. I am going to call it an end. I thank you to everybody. Yes, check out Lou's official Wrestling is Trash belt. That is fucking awesome. But yes, look at that thing. Look at that thing. That thing is crispy.
World champ.
We're gonna have to fight for that belt. Again.
Yeah, now the thing is, I have it. Now I got to figure out what am I supposed to do with this now. I'm gonna have people attacking me now and shit.
Yeah, because now you gotta put it on the line. You gotta put it on the line. You got to do like a game or something. Put it on the line.
So if you guys want to see a closer look at it, I did an unboxing video on the Wrestling is Trash YouTube channel. There's an official unboxing there. You can go watch it. I'm going to do a little short one that's 60 seconds and I could put on the TikTok so all the cool kids can go and tick and talk and whatever it is that they do on that fucking app.
It's an awesome belt.
But yeah.
Awesome looking belt. I love it. And Wrestling is Trash. The links are in the description. Please make sure to follow my dude right here and subscribe. Thank you, everybody that was in the room. I appreciate y'all. Again, thank you to my guest. It was so much fun coming back. We're back, y'all. So I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Hey.
Bye. Be safe, y'all.